Hindi po kasalanan ng mga complainants na they relied on the latest redefinition, reinterpretation by the Supreme Court, which was also made the basis of denying the motion for reconsideration. It would be fundamentally unfair.
Walang pwede makommense prior to February 6 of 2026, Madam Chair.
February 6,
So,
maliwanag
well, it
din po yun. Pero may nakikita po akong malaking problema.
Is your position?
No, we have to restate what had been said by the Supreme Court in the resolution itself, in Duterte versus House of Representatives, and I will quote it. Fourth, complaints based on the first mode or Article 11, Section 3(2) is deemed to have been initiated for purposes of the one-year bar under Section 3(5) when A, it is referred to the Committee on Justice, B, it is properly verified and endorsed by a member of the House of Representatives, and it is not put in the order of business or referred to the proper committee within the constitutional periods, and C, it is properly verified and endorsed, or it has been properly referred to the proper committee but has not been acted upon its adjournment sine die. It needs to be stated, Madam Chair, that the first impeachment complaint against the Vice President was filed on 2 February 2026 and was just transmitted to the Office of the Speaker on Feb 5, 2026 without referral to the Committee on Justice yet. The referral to the committee was done on 23 Feb 2026, and as such, the first impeachment complaint against the Vice President should not technically be precluded by the one-year bar, as it was filed only prior to 6 Feb 2026 and not initiated prior thereto. And more importantly, an argument may be made that because of the Supreme Court resolution, the amendment of the definition of the term session days had basically redefined the periods for initiation, Madam Chair. But frankly, the committee will have to contend with the question on what the Supreme Court decision actually stated expressly, which was no impeachment complaints may be referred on Feb 6, 2026, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Next is the Honorable Flores.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, again, i-emphasize ko lang po ito, no, na sa decision ng Supreme Court noong July of 2025, it mentioned the date 3 times. First, on the adjudicative rulings on page 6. Second, in the summary on page 94 of the decision. And third, in the dispositive portion on page 95 of the decision. So klaro po na sinabi nila na walang pwede makommense prior to February 6 of 2026, Madam Chair. So, while it may be implied because nga sa resolution is iba din yung computation nila sa session days, pero obvious naman po in rules of statutory construction na what is implied is cannot overturn what is expressed. So sabi na is what is expressed puts an end to what is implied, or a person, object, or thing omitted must have been omitted intentionally. Kasi walang mention po ito sa resolution ng motion for reconsideration, Madam Chair. So with that, Madam Chair, I move that we set aside the first complaint because it was filed prior to the lapse of the one-year bar rule, Madam Chair. I so move.
I object.
I object.
Before we act on the motion and on your objection, Honorable Erice would like to manifest as well.
Yes, Madam Chair. It's kind of tricky because in the Constitution, the initiation is a process when you file it and then the Speaker refer it to the Committee on Justice. That's the Constitution. Kailangan pong ma-refer sa Committee on Justice. Yan po yung initiation. At meron pong ruling ang Supreme Court na February 6. Maliwanag din po yun. Pero may nakikita po akong malaking problema. Sapagkat kung may one-year bar rule, at naniniwala tayo na February 6 ang one-year bar ang dapat na sunding petsa, bakit tinanggap yung complaint ng Office of the Secretary General? At bakit ito ni-refer ng Speaker sa Committee on Justice? Ibig po bang sabihin, in the next few days, pwedeng mag-file ng complaint every day for the next 300 days? Tatanggapin pa rin ng committee ng Office of the Secretary General at i-refer pa rin ng Speaker sa Committee on Justice at ang Committee on Justice ang magde-decide whether the complaint is within the one-year bar rule. Yan po yung tricky question na dapat siguro nating pag-isipan.
Let us be reminded that the duty of the Office of the Secretary General to receive the impeachment complaint is ministerial. They cannot actually refuse to accept impeachment complaints which are being filed. And that is why it is incumbent upon us, the Justice Committee, to dispose of the issue of whether or not the impeachment complaints were filed, whether in compliance or in violation of the one-year prohibition period. The same is true with respect to the duty of the Office of the Speaker to include the same in the order of business within the period of 10 session days from the date of transmittal. And the same is true as well with respect to the plenary in referring the same to the Justice Committee. Honorable Erice.
Meaning, Madam Chair, that anyone can file a complaint every day in the next 300 days. And it will be accepted by the Office of the Secretary General, and it will be referred to the Committee on Justice by the Speaker. That will be the rule now.
Yes, Honorable Erice.
Thank you.
And we are in the best position actually to address this issue of whether or not there is a violation or there is a compliance with the one-year prohibition period. Before I call you Honorable Tino, next in line is the Honorable De Lima. We are reminding the Justice members that there's a pending motion already raised by the Honorable Flores. The same has been seconded. We will just be finishing those who raised their hands for the manifestation. And I believe that Honorable De Lima is the last in this line.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I objected to the motion. This representation objected to the motion, and I'm compelled to also share my thoughts and share my views on this matter, considering that if we are to apply the contention of some of our members here about questioning the timeliness that is still barred within the one-year bar rule, the filing of the first, and that also included the filing of the second, which was subsequently withdrawn. And as an endorser of the second complaint, I've always taken the position that the filing on February 2 was timely. It's within the constitutional deadlines, and it did not violate the one-year bar rule. So, since ang pinagtatalunan po natin dito, kailan ba talaga? Is it February 6? Kasi sa una kasi, in the January 26 decision, it says the earlier July 2025 ruling's point of reckoning shifts from February 6. It has to be on February 6. Yun po ang nakasabi explicitly doon sa first or sa main decision. But did the January 28, 26 decision move the one-year bar? My position is yes, in effect. It may not have been as explicitly stated in the discussion about the one-year bar rule, but it is clear to me na ganun po ang epekto. Bakit ho? Iniba ho kasi nila yung interpretation ng session days. Whereas before, it was supposed to follow our legislative interpretation, not necessarily calendar days, kundi yung kung kailan talaga yung kailan yung adjournment nung certain session, and then it will be resumed again in another new session day. So it does not necessarily cover or involve a calendar day. But in the February 28, 2026 resolution denying the MR na iba na po. Na iba na po. So dahil nga dun sa iniba nila yung definition ng session days as calendar days when the House is actually in session, the Supreme Court in effect or actually recalibrated the point at which the 1-year clock begins. So under the definition, the earlier July 2025 ruling's point of reckoning shifts from February 6 to January 21. Bakit ho January 21? Kasi ito po yung referral to the committee. The filing was earlier. If I'm not mistaken, was it January 14? No, January 14 is the inclusion in the order of business. But the referral was in January 21. So, by counting session days as calendar days when the House is in session, the 1-year bar rule or the 1-year bar would expire by January 21. Therefore, the earliest that a new impeachment complaint against VP Sara Duterte can be filed with the House is January 21, 2026. Hindi po kasalanan ng mga complainants na they relied on the latest redefinition, reinterpretation by the Supreme Court, which was also made the basis of denying the motion for reconsideration. It would be fundamentally unfair na kung ang i-apply pa rin natin, ang i-insist pa rin natin is the original date of February 6. It has been moved because it's the Supreme Court itself that recalibrated everything about the definition of session days. Napaaga yung reckoning point. So why fault the complainants by saying that is now violative of the 1-year bar rule when that is not their definition initially, but they had to follow. They followed the court. They complied with the constitutional timeline as interpreted by the court. They acted in good faith, definitely. Walang masama sa pagsunod sa pinakahuling interpretasyon or interpretative ruling o doktrina ng Korte Suprema. So I agree with both the Honorable Representative Rufus Rodriguez and also the Honorable Representative Teddy Ridon that it should not be January 6, but the earlier date as a result, a necessary consequence of the Supreme Court's redefinition and recalibration of what the session days actually mean. We may not agree. I myself do not agree. But we have to follow that because that is the latest interpretative ruling. As I said, it would be fundamentally unfair for the complainants of the first. Kung nandito pa nga po yung second complaint, kung hindi pa na-withdraw, I will still be taking that position. Maraming salamat po.